Allentown, like many American cities, was greatly affected by the socioeconomic changes that took place in the United States following World War II. This once prosperous city suffered many of the same issues as other cities, such as loss of jobs, outward migration of middle-class citizens, and a shrinking tax base. Although Allentown's population did not decline, as was the case with most cities, the people who remained were poorer. The downtown became the magnet for the poor, including people who migrated there from New York and New Jersey. They were taking advantage of affordable housing costs, compared to where they came from, and a better overall standard of living. The net effect of the outward migration of the middle class and loss of manufacturing and retail resulted in a loss of investment in the central city. Department stores, banks, hotels, and specialty stores disappeared. In their place, bodegas, tattoo parlors, dollar stores, and vacant storefronts appeared. Allentown's once bustling center city was now drab and looking hollowed out. The school district became poor. Crime was up. The Neighborhood Improvement Zone law was intended to reinvest in Allentown, to reverse decades of decline by energizing the central core with development dollars. This zone allows developers to use tax dollars to repay their construction costs. Every dollar that should be going to the state treasury instead is diverted back into the pockets of a few developers. Their interest in Allentown is fueled by free money rather than altruism. It all sounds nice, and anyone who compares Allentown of pre-Nice with what they see today would be hard-pressed to deny the impressive changes to the physical landscape. But is there a more cynical, even sinister story behind this plan? Looking beyond the gleaming office towers and huge parking garages, we notice numerous five-story apartment clusters along Linden and Walnut Streets. Here, hundreds of apartments are springing up, providing 21st-century accommodations. But for whom? Since these units are being offered at market rates, it is safe to say that they are not being offered to those Allentown residents who already reside downtown. That's right, the plan for Allentown seems to be gentrification. And if you don't know that word, we can tell you that gentrification is the watchword, even the ultimate strategy, in Allentown under the Nice program. The dictionary describes gentrification as the process whereby the character of a poor urban area is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new businesses, typically displacing current inhabitants in the process. And in so doing, it is almost as though the new developers, emboldened by politicians and the tax diversion scheme, have carte blanche to demonize the poor, the very people who were left behind following the abandonment of the cities from the 60s through the 90s. Ironically, the very same ruling class of political and business leaders who presided over and even encouraged deindustrialization are now blaming the people affected by these decisions for the poor condition of the cities. The 21st century solution? Move in middle-class people and squeeze out the remaining poor,